Welcome in or welcome back to Yew Tree Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading about a message that you need to hear. It's a pick-a-pile reading, so I will lay 3 cards face down, give you a moment to think about which one you resonate with, and there will be timestamps in the description below, so in your piles we'll clarify, get some more information with different tarot decks. Okay, so we've got pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So just take a moment, pause the video if you need to, see which one resonates with you, if any, and I'll see you in your piles. Hello pile 1, if you chose the first card, this is your pile. You chose Temperance, which is nice, it's about balance. Some say it's divine guidance. It's a nice energy, very nice energy. She's pouring 2 cups into one. So let's see, what does pile 1 need to hear today? So we will lay 3 cards down with the Wild Unknown, and then we'll clarify with a different deck and see what messages come out for you. What does pile 1 need to hear? Okay, well, maybe we'll do 4 cards for you. So we have Son of Swords, so that's the Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so looks like there might be something coming in, some information or a thought, something that puts you in a bit of a place of needing to make a decision which way to go. Looks like there might be some things that aren't fully obvious, and then with the Queen of Pentacles at the end, looks like you get there. Seems to be that you're going to get to where you want to go. She's Queen of Pentacles, very happy queen, stable, generous, nice. The bottom of the deck is 5 of Swords in reverse. So it looks like you're going to be moving through possibly some bickering or squabbling, or a little bit of difficulty. You've got the Temperance bookending the Queen of Pentacles, so that looks quite nice to me. Okay, so pile 1, what do you need to hear? Can you give us more information about the Knight of Swords? So we've got the Queen of Wands and the 3 of Swords. It looks like possibly there was something. Wands tends to be sort of passion, movement. The Queen of Wands, she can be a bit showy, perhaps a bit kind of shallow. And the 3 of Swords tends to speak of heartbreak, heart troubles. So possibly there was something that came in that you found, maybe from, the Queen of Wands tends to be about attraction as well, so maybe there was a message came in from someone that was attracted to you, or someone you were attracted to, that wasn't really what you wanted to hear, kind of caused you a bit of upset. At the bottom of the deck again we have the 5 of Wands, but it's in the upright there, so I think that's possibly there was a bit of conflict somehow here, probably in your love life. Okay, 2 of Swords, it's kind of a decision time, deciding which path to take, possibly following this, looks like. So why is the 2 of Swords here? And what do we need to hear? So the Knight of Swords, that's him again. So you making a decision, looks like, about the Knight of Swords, which is this guy who possibly caused a bit of upset, of choppiness. And the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, she knows the truth. She can be a bit brutal, I suppose. So she can, if something's not right, if she doesn't like something, she can just take her sword and chop it out. So it looks like possibly there was some kind of and then you've kind of made the decision to possibly chop this Knight of Swords or this character who gave you some upset out. So the High Priestess, she's looking very relaxed there with her world. So I think probably followed your intuition really, and just did what you felt was best for you at the time. So why is the High Priestess here for part 1? What is the message they need to hear? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So the Knight of Pentacles could be a new offer coming in. Page of Swords, he can be a bit impetuous. I think possibly these are the two decisions you had to make between a knight and a page. So a Knight of Pentacles, someone who's steady, stable, reliable, always going to get there in the end, if a bit slow. The Page of Swords, who tends to be a bit in and out, can be a bit immature. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Pile 1. What message do they need to hear? Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands, which is about standing your ground. Possibly being a bit defensive, but I see him as standing his ground in this instance. And the Ace of Pentacles. So I think it looks like if there's somebody, some situation that has caused you some grief, some anxiety, kind of take the decision to just move on from it. Don't dwell on it. Just ride forward with your own truth, with your kind of decision. Don't worry too much about hurting other people's feelings. If someone wants you to stay and they're not treating you nice, it's up to you. You can go. It's not, no isn't a full sentence. And then just follow your intuition. And if something else comes along, then don't feel bad about leaving things behind. He's looking to the past, leaving things as is him. He, don't feel bad about chopping things out that don't work for you anymore, because it's about you. Queen of Pentacles, you've got to defend yourself, and that will lead you to your Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity or a new path. There's a nice path heading there towards the reef. So I think, yeah, take the path that really is right. So it looks like you're making a decision this week. Okay, we could just ask for a couple more cards from the lights here. Maybe 2 cards and a crossing card. Just a bit more information for part 1 about what they need to hear right now. Okay, looks like we might be getting 3 and a crossing card. So yeah, the 3 of Swords. Yeah. Nine of Swords, put you up in your head. Nine of Swords is kind of mental anguish, worrying about things, sleepless nights. The Hierophant, he is the divine match for the High Priestess. They're a couple. So again, he's following his intuition, he's happy, he's tuned in, he's plugged in, and it's kind of that stairway to heaven effect there. And the High Priestess, she wanted to join him. So I think, yeah, I think this is a message not to get too tangled up in how other people treat you. Don't get too up in your head about it. Follow your intuition, follow your own gut, and yeah, the universe is gonna push you forward and put you on the right path and put you in a better relationship or a better scenario where you're more connected, properly connected. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hello, pile 2. You chose the second card that was put down. This is your pile. And for your card, you have the Four of Swords. It tends to be a card of healing, of kind of resting, maybe trying to revitalize a little bit, sort out some internal thoughts. We will pull, I think we'll use the lights here. We'll put 3 cards down for base energy, which will then clarify. So, pile number 2, what is the message that you need to hear this week? Maybe it to do with taking a little bit more rest, giving yourself a bit of a break if you can. You know, I know it's difficult with work and life, but maybe just giving yourself a bit of a break, as in being kinder to yourself with your thoughts, you know, the monkey that goes around in your head every day. Let's see. So we have Justice, we have 5 of Swords, and we have the 8 of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, the 5 of Cups. So I think probably it looks like, I mean, she kind of looks as if she's got the sword from the 4 of Swords. She's picked it up and she's weighing up the balance of it, about balance, about kind of obviously judging things and deciding what works with what balances what. I think there's something you need. Swords tend to be thoughts and feelings. So I think this is about how you feel about something. You need to take a chill, have a think, rest. Try not to get up in your head like this guy, 5 of Swords here. He looks a little bit discombobulated. And the 8 of Wands, passionate, fiery, forward movement, could be a message. So we'll clarify with the Rider-Waite. Pile number 2, what is the message you need to hear this week? Why is Justice here for pile number 2? To do that. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So at the bottom, the Wheel of Fortune. So the 4 of Pentacles tends to be about a card of holding on to something, not wanting to let something go potentially. So I think possibly something disappointed you with Four of Pentacles followed by the Four of Cups. Something disappointed you in the past, or, you know, this guy doesn't really want to take that cup. He's maybe holding on to the past a little bit too hard. So I think the message is maybe be a little bit careful not to be close-minded and not to just kind of let the past influence your current or your future too much. I mean, obviously learn from things and use the wisdom that you get from that, learn your lessons. But I think it's a message saying that, you know, integrate the healing and help it balance you rather than holding on to it and making it kind of cause you not to want to move forward. The Ace of Wands, that's a fiery new start. Passionate offer, opportunity, something that, you know, kind of revs you up. Yeah, just obviously we need to think about the past, we need to deal with the past emotionally, mentally, but the message here is that holding on to the past too tightly can impede your ability to accept new opportunities and see new opportunities even. Okay, why is the Five of Swords here? Who's this guy looking so up in his head and ruffled? Pile 2. Messages they need to hear. Why is the Five of Swords here? Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands, Two of Wands, and the World. At the bottom of the card of the deck is the Seven of Wands. So it looks like this guy is still up in his head a bit about something that's possibly happened in the past, possibly about what something said, or possibly how he feels someone thinks about him, or something that was a conflict. He's still dwelling on it a little bit too much. Three of Wands is someone on the verge of making a decision, kind of deciding which wand to run forward with. Like the single wand and the Ace of Wands. He's kind of looking out to the horizon, having a good old contemplate, similar to the guy in the Four of Swords. And that's followed by the Two of Wands. So you're narrowing down your options. He's looking a lot chirpier. He's got the world in his hand. He's in his castle. He's kind of definitely getting there with the decision. And then that's followed by the World, which is a major arcana. So that speaks of opportunities opening up to me in this context. So I think even though you're up in your head, sometimes you have to be a bit to figure things out, but try to look at your options, look at what options you do have, benefits, the pros, the cons, and then kind of make a decision on what is going to improve your world, because your world is your world and it shouldn't be dictated by anybody else. Obviously, don't break the law, but you know, other people's thoughts, feelings, actions, you can't control, but you can control how you deal with them. Okay, so the Eight of Wands. Why is the Eight of Wands here for pile 2? What message do they need this week? Got the Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Eight of Cups. And at the bottom is the Empress. So I think probably once you've decided on your direction, your wand that is going to improve your world, then just crack on. move forward, you know. Queen of Pentacles, she's very steady, stable, she's generous, she's kind, she's in a zone, you know, she's patient. I like her, she's looking good, she's looking calm. The Hangman, so that tends to be having a different perspective. So to get to the Queen of Pentacles, you know, make sure you keep your perspective in check in relation. Oh, see, he's in reverse. But I think he's probably come to the, you know, that's about finding a different perspective. Looks like he has already assumed his different perspective. He can already see things the right way round, the way that they are. So I think that's what happened here. And the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind things that don't work for you, walking away, walking off to find your Nine of Cups, your happiness, your fulfillment. So I think the advice is to, you know, give yourself some breathing space, but don't get too bogged down in the past. Don't get too caught up on other people's actions, thoughts, words, whatever's happened. You know, live for yourself, make your own decisions, and move forward with yourself as the main character. You've got the perspective to do it, and you're off on your lovely journey to your Nine of Cups. Okay, we'll just get a couple more cards. Any other messages for pile 2 for what they need to hear this week or right now? Pile 2, what do you need to hear right now? Any messages? We'll get 3 cards and a question card. Okay, you want to come out? So we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is about solid foundations, sometimes collaborations, but kind of solid foundation. Start building something. Got the Five of Swords, got Justice, and we've got the Three of Swords. So I think basically what that's saying is that you will get justice over this Five of Swords and this Three of Swords. But you've just got to, it will be a bit of a mountain to climb with this mountain behind the Three of Pentacles. But, you know, weigh up your options. Sword of Truth is there in the Justice card. So I think you will definitely get there. Whoops, let me get Justice out. That was the first card that came out and the last card from different decks. So, you know, there is balance to be found. There is justice. But it looks like an internal justice. You know, make your own. You're your own judge in your own life. So make it so. Okay, good. Well, I hope you found that helpful or useful. Hope you're not having too hard a week. And I will see you next time. Hello. If you chose pile 3, the third card that went down, this is your pile. I'll have a quick look and see what your indicator card. The Four of Cups. So it's generally someone not feeling ready to accept something or not seeing an offer that's in front of them. Could be sort of a little bit of despondency. But we will throw 3 base energy cards down, which will then clarify. Find out what a message you need to hear right now is. So pile 3, message they need to hear right now. Okay, so we have death or rebirth. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the death card, Major Arcana, it's normally about transformation, death and rebirth. So it looks like there may be something that's changing in your world. The Eight of Pentacles tends to be about working towards your goals, can be about work. And the Ten of Pentacles, that's about happy household, sorry, I don't know if you can hear Susan in the background playing with her toy. That's about a happy household, happy family, everything you want, steady finances, stability. Got a nice dog. Okay, so we'll clarify those, see what we come to. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups, 4 to the 5 of Cups potentially. That's about someone who's really only looking at the 3 spilt cups, not looking at the 2 cups which are still upright. Got the Lovers. So that tends to be either a card of choice or it can be a card relating to soul contracts, soulmates coming together. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a card, I see it as a card of sharing, of equality. Sometimes the one chap who is doing the sharing may have ulterior motives, or possibly, but in this case I'm more focused on the justice scales there, so more about the equilibrium, the equality. So, from the Four of Cups to the Death card to the Five of Cups. So I think something that's being offered, you can't see maybe its potential to transform into something good, something that's equitable, equal, nice partnership. I think possibly you're a little despondent and a little possibly reluctant to let go of the past or let go of something so that something new can grow in its place. Kind of, the past might not, or the situation may not have been that great, but you haven't quite clocked that there's a much better situation or possibility right there, right behind you. So it could be, I mean, with the cups and the Lovers here, it could be a romantic situation, could be about love. Or with the Eight of Pentacles here, it could be a work situation, possibly a new job offers coming in. You're reluctant to leave the old one, might not love it, but it's, steady, devil and all that kind of thought process. Whereas actually, a new opportunity could work out to be really nice, but we'll see. We'll hold off on that. Again, if it's a relationship, I don't think the cards are talking about changing from one relationship to another, but it's possible that you're not as enthusiastic with an offer of a relationship or to go on a date or whatever it might be as you might be initially, but you kind of go in the end and it does work out real nice and you really enjoy it and you split the bill. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. What messages does Pile 3 need to hear right now? Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Sorry about that, Susan. Decided she ought to bark at the air. Four of Cups. So that's our main overall energy card. Repeated from another deck. The Ace of Cups. And Page of Pentacles. So I'm definitely I'm reading the message here as what's in that cup, or what that cup that you're being offered is actually a great new opportunity, new start, possibly in love, possibly in work, something different, something that you're a little bit reluctant about. But I think the message here is that it's actually going to be a positive, even though it might come in and make you feel a bit like, not sure. It actually could well turn out to be a really nice, positive new start. Got the Page of Pentacles, and he is holding up a pentacle, again offering the new start, or saying, take it, take my pentacle. Pentacles do tend to be about work, but I think this, because of the Ace of Cups there and the other cups, I think this could be either. But I think it's a start. It's quite a nice adventure, potentially. Okay, so let's see why the Ten of Pentacles is here for pile 3. What messages do they need to hear right now about this situation? Okay, so we've got the Emperor, clarifying the Ten of Pentacles, and the Chariot, and the Star. So they're all major arcana, clarifying the Ten of Pentacles. At the bottom is the Four of Wands. So I would say that actually your Ten of Pentacles, if you take control of the situation, take control of what you want, sort of have a goal or have an aim, decide what is your happiness, what is going to be most fulfilling for you. The Emperor, he likes to kind of be in charge of stuff, so I see that as encouraging you to grasp what makes you happy, work towards that. The Emperor often apparently drives the Chariot. Well, that's what people say. He looks a bit younger in these days, but he knows where he's going. He's deciding the route. He's plugged it into Google Maps or into his sat nav, and he's off, heading towards it, heading towards the star, which is kind of wish fulfillment, dreams, everything coming true. So I think there is possibly an offer coming in that may not seem great immediately, but when you dive into it, actually it does well seem to have possibilities, but you will need to make sure that you point it in the direction that you want to go. Don't just be washed along by anybody else's designs. You take charge of where you want to go and what you want to do and where you want to end up. Okay, let's pull 3 more cards and a crossing card from the Wild Unknown. Any extra information, advice about what pile 3 needs to hear, the message pile 3 needs to hear right now. There we go. Okay, so got the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups, crossed by the Seven of Wands. So I think basically what this is saying is that you can put down some existing burden and maybe look at moving towards something that's going to make you feel happier. You've got choices. The Seven of Cups is about choices, and the Seven of Wands is that, you might have to grab the opportunity. You might have to kind of push away things that don't work for you and focus on the things that do. But basically, yeah, you it might pay off to drop some of your existing responsibilities, burdens, luggage, workloads, and sort of head a bit more towards your Nine of Cups. There are choices, so you're never stuck carrying them wands. Things move on. Ten's the end in tarot, and the Death card is the end. So things are potentially going to transform, hopefully in a positive way for you. Okay, pile 3, I hope that was helpful. If you did enjoy the reading, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.